You've spent weeks researching the perfect Kubota machine, reading specs, watching demos, comparing models. You know that equipment inside and out. But when it comes to maintenance, why risk it all with cheap oil and filters? Welcome to Digging Deeper. I'm Chris from DLE Avenue. Today we're going to dig deeper into a hot topic: genuine Kubota oil and filters versus those tempting aftermarket options. You know, we see it all the time. Someone invests in a top-tier Kubota excavator, skid steer, or tractor. But when it's time for an oil change, they say, hey, I'll save a few bucks. I'll just grab something cheaper. They pick up the lowest cost oil and filter they can find, and that's where things can start to go wrong. Trust me, this is not where you want to cut corners. Think of it this way. Your Kubota engine is like the heart. The oil is its lifeblood, and the filters are its kidneys, keeping everything clean and running great. And here's the thing. If a failure does happen to occur, the warranty process is much smoother when we can provide details that warranty-approved filters and fluids were used at the proper intervals. Using genuine Kubota parts is like feeding your machine a balanced diet. Using knockoffs? Well, that's like giving it something you're not quite sure of the ingredients. So what's the real difference? Well, Kubota ran a full series of internal tests comparing their genuine filters to aftermarket ones. The results? Let's just say they weren't pretty. Kubota ran multiple tests comparing their genuine filters to others. First, they cracked all filters open to see what was going on inside. The Kubota filter looked rock solid, clean joints, a sturdy bypass valve, and everything sealed properly. But the others? Yeah, not so much. The filter media was smaller. The spring in the bypass valve was soft on the aftermarket. So soft, it might open too soon, letting dirty oil slip through. And some didn't even have springs for the bypass valve, but relied on the metal plate and rubber gasket instead. This may not have the same performance as a dedicated spring. It was clear corners were cut. You wouldn't trust something that flimsy to protect your engine, would you? Next up was the air leak test. They filled each filter with air and then dunked them into a water tank to check for bubbles. A properly sealed filter shouldn't leak a single bubble. The Kubota passed with flying colors. Surprisingly, the aftermarket filters did too, though some started bubbling at just 250 kilopascals. That's barely any pressure. That could mean leaks or dirty oil bypassing the filter altogether. Then came a real clever one, the bubble point test. They submerged the filter paper in fluid, then pushed air through it. Ideally, air comes out evenly through the media. Kubota did exactly that. But the aftermarket filters? Well, bubbles escaped from the edges, where the paper meets the end caps. Poor glue joints means oil can flow around the filter media instead of through it. That defeats the whole purpose. Finally, they ran the big one, the multi-pass filtration test, or how well each filter traps dirt over time. This measures how effective the filter is at actually trapping dirt and particles over time. And this is where the genuine Kubota filter left the others in the dust. Kubota's filters came out on top, capturing more debris and holding it better than all the others. The aftermarket filters both failed. They let debris through straight into your engine. So let's recap. Build quality, Kubota wins. Sealing, Kubota. Filtration, Kubota. Debris holding capacity, you guessed it, Kubota. Some aftermarket filters passed some of the structural tests, but failed where it mattered. When it comes to protecting your engine, something that could cost you thousands of dollars to repair, do you really want to gamble on a cheap filter? That's why here at DLE Avenue, we only use genuine Kubota filters. They're tested, proven, and built specifically for Kubota engines. So when it's time to change your oil, come talk to us. We'll get you set up with the right parts to keep your machine running like new. Have you got any questions? Leave them in the comments below. My name's Chris from DLE Avenue, and thanks for digging deeper with us today.